With today's video games being very popular for children and adults, many studies have argued whether or not video games are actually educational or actually harm your child's future or even adults in their mindset and how they learn. Um, I'm going to be focusing on why video games can be beneficial, since it's often a controversial subject to be discussed on. Um, First, I want to cover the psychological impact. Video games are often pointed out as evil and violent, but often people forget about the other types of video games that are educational. You often see children spending hours and hours and hours with a screen either in their hand or attached to the television, which I think this is another topic, but it can be beneficial for them to limit screen time for children, even adults. A psychological impact: a lot of children can either learn from what the video game has taught them and create scenarios like the video game has influenced them, or they can decipher, hey, this is not a great idea. I'm going to learn from what happened in this video game and then try to do better than what happened in the video game. Educational impact: a lot of video games are designed to be educational, whether or not they help them teach them to read, to spell, to form shapes, objects, to form conclusions on what they learned. They often can learn intelligence. I know a lot of personal examples for what I've experienced through video games, that especially with the new applications that are available for devices, children can often learn very quickly how to spell, how to write, how to even color and match colors. With video games, handheld devices that associate with a screen that the viewer watches, reflexes can be obtained very quickly because often it requires the gamer to react with a certain scenario in the video game. So this can help a child later on really have the ability to have reflexes in order to respond to, for example, an emergency later in life. They're going to know how they can react to that. Hand-eye coordination: this is also a big educational factor, especially for little children who are just learning how to, the reaction of what happens when I see this and press this. They can often, a lot of games will teach them how to solve problems, and other games will have them be creative and put things together and build things. For instance, there's also active video games, which, for example, if a children has a Wii, a lot of those games are physically demanding. This doesn't help in the fact that children really need to be outside and actually do more physical activities, such as soccer or just playing at the playground. But these video games actually require them to get off their couch. Other video games can teach them competition. Now, some children will take competition to the next level, take them beyond the respected competition that you have in everyday life with your colleagues, with your classmates. Taking the correct amount of competition experience from these video games will often help them achieve things later in life because they have to compete, for example, a job opportunity. Some games will often require them to have leadership skills. If you're a leader of a guild, I know a lot of people play World of Warcraft, you can lead people in your group. Also, teaching opportunity can take place in gaming. I know this can take place in practically anything in life, but other children can help other children learn what is required in the game or how to work the game. So they have a teaching opportunity. A lot of negative impacts that games can have if they're strictly violent. Some boys are often able to get the aggressive behavior from games because they don't know the difference of, hey, this is just a game. So a lot of controversy is on that, and a lot of games are violent, which I think with having the ratings for your age is also key. But I think also adapting games to your child's needs can help them succeed in life.